We've got some news on the Dogecoin Millionaire, or I guess just the Dogecoin now because he's not a millionaire anymore. Which is crazy because he had one of the luckiest breaks in the world. He put all of his money in, took debt out to put money into Dogecoin, and got very lucky that Elon Musk decided to say Dogecoin a few times and pump this coin into insane money. Even though going through all of that, the amount of luck that it took, the amount of money that he made, he threw it all away, and he doesn't even realize that he did. He recently tweeted saying how much he had before and after. You can see this is the screenshots, right? Almost $3 million down to 50,000. He had $3 million. How much money did he put in now? I think it was somewhere around $185,000. He put in all of his savings. He took debt out to buy this. He maxed out credit cards to do this, and he made it. He made it big. He won. He luckily made the right decisions, and the 185,000 turned into $3 million. And instead of selling it and taking $3 million, which is insane life-changing money, and realizing that maybe you got a little lucky, instead of doing that, you got greedy. And this is what we can learn from the Dogecoin previous millionaire, is that you have to realize when you got lucky, and it's insanely hard to do in the moment, right? Because it never feels like you got lucky until after you see just how lucky you got. But this is the devastating part about that, because once you get lucky like this, and you prove lots of people wrong, because during that time when it hit 1 million, Graham, Stefan, Andrzejczyk, all these finance YouTube guys were telling him, sell it. Sell it. At bare minimum, sell what you put in so it's house's money and you're not losing anything should something happen. And it went up to 2 million, 3 million. And he felt like, God, I'm so much smarter than all of these guys. They told me to sell. I didn't. And look at me. I made another $2 million. Well, that is detrimental because of what happens next. Because you start to think that you're smarter than anyone else, that you can't be wrong because you proved other people wrong before, and you stop learning, you stop paying attention, and you just say, I'm super smart, I know what I'm doing. And then you get this happening. You get the collapse. You get you're not actually smart, you got lucky, and now you lost it all. So if you are seeing this story and you've seen the Dogecoin millionaire story before, and we're like, oh my God, I wish that was me. That's so insane. That's amazing. That could be me. And now you see what happens. Do this, when you see something happen, if you make a ton of money, if you put money somewhere and it turns into a ton of money, whether that's $1,000 and it turns into $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, it doesn't have to be on the scale of putting in 6 figures and getting 7 figures. It can be on a smaller scale, but take money out. Take at least your initial investment out so you don't lose money if it's that risky, and make sure that if you are invested in something, that you believe in the fundamentals and you aren't just buying it because number goes up. And we can see that he didn't really learn anything of that. If we go to his tweet here saying, he went from 3 million to 50K. If you scroll down some, you can see you didn't take profits. There's no nobility in being poor. And him saying, but there is nobility in keeping your word. And then the response here, holding made you famous. And someone says infamous, which I would agree, right? So everyone was talking about this and saying, oh my God, look at this guy. He made $3 million on Dogecoin. Look at this. This is crazy. But when he lost it all, no one talked about that. None of the news articles or nothing came out saying the Dogecoin millionaire lost everything, being irresponsible. They just kind of ignored it. It wasn't worth the clicks. It wasn't worth the story because they want to sell this dream and not actually talk about the reality that can happen if you end up making the wrong decisions and thinking that instead of getting lucky, you're just smarter than everybody else, which is a real thing that people need to realize. I had to realize this stuff when, you're doing stuff and you're investing, you start making money. Thankfully, I did it with a lower amount of money, not 7 figures, but to realize that there are times when you get lucky, when you make a decision and it works out for you. And if you don't know why it worked out, then it's luck, right? If you can't explain why it's working out in depth, then it's luck. And you have to realize that you're getting lucky and you're not actually just smarter than everybody else. And regardless if you are smarter than everybody else, right? Because there's going to be times where maybe you saw something no one else did, right? you have to still realize that there's no point into not looking into what other people are saying, because at the end of the day, say with Bitcoin, I like Bitcoin. It's amazing. I'm not going to sell Bitcoin even though the price is down big, and you can compare that to Dogecoin, right? For price wise, historically you can't, but fundamentally you can't either. And I can explain the fundamentals and say to people why I believe in Bitcoin and why I'm not only in it for the price and the number go up, but for the properties that it represents. And I don't think that a lot of people in the altcoin space or many investments can do that, because they only buy it because they want to get rich quick. And if you want to get rich quick, you're going to stay broke for a long time. And also, if we look at him too, he has another tweet that he came out with that it must have gotten worse, because this is a few days later after this tweet. So this one is the 22nd. This one is the 28th. And he says, don't talk unless you have 30K worth of Dogecoin and Robinhood. And I mean, just a few days ago, he had 50,000. So did it go down more? Did he take money out? Did he sell and take money out? Like, what's going on? Why is it down $20,000 just in a week? So, what's going on there? And then also you look into his other tweets, because I was scrolling through his Twitter and thinking, trying to find this tweet. And I found something interesting with this here, where he says, good morning, guys. Everything is green. Oh my God, it's amazing. It's green. And you can see it's BTC. It says Bitcoin because he doesn't own any. For Ethereum, it's ETH, and then it says how much he owns. But for Dogecoin, he's blacked it out. He's decided to hide how much he owns, which is weird because he wasn't hiding it before, right? When he was a millionaire and the talk of the town, he wasn't hiding the amount of Dogecoin that was there. You can see with all the other ones, if you don't have any, it says what it is. If you have some, it says the amount that you have. So it's just weird when you see this, and he's supposed to be the Doge guy. He's the man, loves Doge. It's the future. It's going to be amazing, better than Bitcoin. But it's blacked out. And why is that? And if you go through his Twitter, all of these posts, if you see anything with Dogecoin that is from the Robinhood stuff, we'll find here, right here. This is a different tweet. It's blacked out again. You see it still has the ETH amount, and if you don't have it, it says the name. But Dogecoin is conveniently blacked out for some reason. Doesn't make much sense. Why would you want to do that? What are you trying to hide? It's just weird from the Dogecoin Millionaire. We already saw what he does in his past. I have a video on that with the way he kind of takes advantage of his audience to make some money, which makes sense because he's got a big Twitter account, right? He's got a lot of followers there. And why not monetize it by screwing over the people who follow you? After all, losing out on $3 million and having it only be worth a tenth of that at 30,000, that's probably going to make people pretty desperate, especially because now he's down. He went from being up from 185,000 up to 3 million to now he's deep in the red. And now it seems like, he's turning to some pretty tragic ways to make money, and it's just crazy. The ups and downs. You can learn from this story, though. You can see what he did, learn from it, and if you do that, that's the best thing you can do, right? If you can watch this and learn from it, you don't have to experience it in the future. That's the best thing that people could do. That's gonna do it for this video. As always, remember to smash the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next